Now it says untitled document. We can change that. We can go to Dreamweaver, go to the code section, and go to the very top of the HTML page, right here, inside the head element, and change this title to penny black. Okay, when you make any change in your code, it's going to ask you to refresh here under the CSS styles panel. So click on refresh and then go back to the design mode. Now go to your browser and refresh the page by doing Command R. Actually, you have to go through Dreamweaver so that you save the file. So it actually didn't save the file. I should go through these steps again. File, preview in browser, Firefox. It's going to ask me to save, and then it opens. Now I have the penny black in the title bar and not untitled document anymore. Let's continue. Let's go back. And what we want to do now is still work under page properties. So in the properties panel, click on page properties, and this time we want to choose headings. Let's make changes in the headings. Okay, so H1, so we have these titles, right? We have the penny black title and the labels title. H1 is going to be, first, the size is going to be 24 pixels, and the color is going to be CF2D54, and then hit enter. So it's this nice fuchsia color. H2 is going to be 18 pixels, and the color is going to be the same. So, let me show you this trick. You can click on this panel, and then the eyedropper tool appears. You can go to the previous color and then click, right? And then it copies it from the previous color. Okay, and then hit apply and okay. So now you have your nice headings, H1 and H2, both in that dark fuchsia color. Next, we want to select these links. Okay, here we have the email. So it says, have a specific question, email us at info@maxmarafashiongroup.com. So select that, please. And let's go to the insert panel. So under the insert panel, you have this drop down. It says form, layout, and so forth. What we want is common. So in the insert panel, you want to choose common, and then you want to choose email for now. Okay, so email is basically the text. What do you want the text to say? Do you want it to say the word email? Do you want it to say the email itself? You can do what you want. In this case, I just want to keep the text and the actual email the same. And then I want to hit OK. Next thing I want to do is here it says, want to know what we're up to, follow us on Twitter. So the Twitter link is this. So copy it. In fact, don't copy it, cut it. If you copy it, it's going to stay here. But if you cut it by doing Command X, right, it removed it from, so it cut it basically. It copied it and deleted it at the same time. You select the word Twitter, go to Insert, Common, and choose Hyperlink. And, obviously you want the text to be Twitter, and you want the link to be what you just copied. The target, for the target, I always choose _blank because I like any page that's foreign to my website to open in a new tab. So that's why I'm choosing blank. And then hit OK. Wonderful. So we have the email and the URL applied now and hopefully working. Now what we want to do is style them. So if you look in your CSS panel, right, on the right side, it says CSS styles. You will find this little arrow, and next to it there is style. So where is all the style hiding? This fuchsia that we applied, the brown, the choice of Arial, and so forth. they're all under this arrow. So if you click on this arrow, you're going to see everything that has to do with the CSS of this page. So I want to look for A visited, A hover, active, and focus. So find them, scroll down under the style, find A visited, hold down the shift key and the A hover, active, and focus, and delete them by holding down the control key and selecting delete. I'm going to style my links the way I like. So let's click outside here on the design to see the properties panel again, and then go back to page properties, and this time choose links. Okay, that's because we want to style our links. We want these two links to be styled in a certain way. So for the link font, it says same as page font. You can just leave it or again go and choose Arial. Let's make it bold, and then for the size choose 14. For the link color, let's make the link color white, FFF, hit tab, and then the rollover. So visited and active, I never styled these. You can if you wanted to, but I always style the rollover link, which is the hover, the state upon hover. And so this color is going to be 3cc, which is this nice turquoise color. For the underline, never underline. And then hit apply and OK. So let's go ahead and preview one more time. File, preview in browser, Firefox, and save. And we see the two links in white. Obviously we don't see them because they're white on a white background, and we'll change that eventually. And then when we hover over them, they become that turquoise blue. Okay, let's go ahead and add more style to our work. Let's make these 3 penny black words bold. Just select the penny black word and make it bold from the properties panel. The second one equally bold, and the third one again bold. Let's go ahead and create our own class. How do we do that? Obviously we can go into the code, into the obviously in the head element where we have the style. We can type the code ourselves since now we know how to do it. We can create a class to whatever element we want and then style that class in the head section where the CSS is. But since we can just click on buttons, we might as well do that. So what I want to do is look at the CSS styles panel, and at the very bottom there's this little icon with a plus sign, and it says new CSS rule when I hover over it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I will see what's written here. So in this first drop down, if I click on the drop down, it says, it gives me options. So do I want to create a class? Do I want to create an ID? And it explains what class is, what ID is. A class can apply to any HTML element. An ID applies to only one HTML element. So I'm going to select class, and I'm going to enter the class name right here. Choose or enter a name for your selector. So I'm going to call this style underscore italic. Obviously you can call this anything you want, right? Like chair, tree, table, whatever, but obviously we don't use such terms. We choose terms that make sense in this, code. So I chose style underscore italic because I want to italicize a certain word. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK, and then I will define what this rule is. So what I want to do is just choose the same font family, so Arial, same font size, and then for the font style I want to choose italic. Okay, and for the font weight I want to choose bold, and that's pretty much it. Apply and hit OK. So now in the properties panel where it says class, you see this word content. If you click on the drop down and scroll down, you must find the class that we just created. We just created a style called style italic, And as you can see, it comes in bold and in italics. That's because we defined it to be as such. So now no matter what word I choose from my paragraphs and click on this class, the style of being bold and italic will be applied to that word. So for example, in this paragraph, let me go ahead and choose, let's see, um, let's say the word sophisticated. So I selected that word, I go under class, click on the drop down, and then choose style italic. Okay, so my word is now bold and it's emphasized, it's in italics. I can choose another word like, let's see, elegant. Okay, same thing, scroll down, style italic. Okay, so now you know how to create a class, and it's the same thing to create an ID. It's obviously the same thing. And now, having applied these changes, having added the style, if you go to the code, you will see it added for you. So let's see, under the CSS, there must be a class style italic. Here it is. Dreamweaver added it for us. So dot style italic, whichever element has this class, as you can see the dot, then they will follow these properties. They will have a font family of Arial, a 14 pixel size, italic, and bold. Okay, so Dreamweaver wrote this for us. Let's save before we forget, and let's continue. Here, I want to make changes in this container section where you see the white background. So what I want to do is click on the edge, okay? And how do I know if I selected what I want, right? The way to know is to look at the properties panel. So I want to like deselect now just to show you. The properties panel right now is just showing its default, settings. But if I go ahead and hover over the edge of this white container and click on it once, the properties panel is going to tell me that this is my container, right? It says container right here. So knowing that, I can make changes to it now. So if I don't want this background to be white, I can change it to whatever color I want. Okay, so if this is class container, then I look under my CSS styles and try to find dot container, and it's right here. Okay, so the element whose class is container. And when I click on that class dot container, the properties underneath show me basically what the properties of class container are. Its background color is white, as we can see. The margin is 0 auto, it's centered on the page, and its width is 960 pixels. This is the default template that came when we chose that one column fixed layout. So now when we change this FFF to a different value, such as 210000, and then hit the tab key, it's going to become this nice, very dark brown color. And if I click outside, you're going to see the light gray on the dark brown. Okay, so it's getting nicer and nicer as we continue working on it.